We're speaking about the wonderful, hope-giving God. I just know that the God of hope enables every believer in Him to actually be brave. And it's your steady stance while focusing on God that will be the thing that makes for other people to have hope. You may ask, Francois, what are you talking about? Well, it's just when people look at the world around them and things go wrong and things don't go the way they should go, and they can look at you and you're different, and you stand steady and strong, then they get hope. And in fact, your example as a person that hangs on to the hope of God and by the hope of God is brave. That makes you an example for other people that they may also have hope. One such a story comes from the Bible in the time of the Apostle Paul, while he was actually shipped to Rome to go and appear before Caesar. They were in a terrible storm. It was not a one-night thing. It was actually carrying on for days and days and days. And it says in the book of Acts that they'd finally lost all hope. And on that whole ship, there was one person who had not lost hope. And he did that by keeping a steady stance and focusing on God. And that man was Paul. It was the most amazing thing that as God interacted with Paul and spoke to him and supported him, that Paul became a beacon of hope and security for the rest of the people. They thought they were all going to die. But when they looked at Paul, they received a message of hope from his life, not just from his words, but from his life, because he stood steady. And it brought to them a whole turnaround that they also had hope. And that they knew we were not going to perish. We will not all die. And I believe with all of my heart that God wants to fill you and me as believers today with His hope so that we can stand steady in pressure and difficult circumstances. And that as we have hope, we will rise up above the tide of hopelessness and actually cause others, when they look at us, to also have hope that things can change, things can be better. So I want to pray with passion for you today, that you will stand steady in the hope of God, that you will become brave by that hope, that you will become the one who rises up, not because you're fearless, but because you are hopeful. And that through you and your example, others around you that need the hope of God will also actually have a turnaround and say, but if that man or that woman can have hope in the midst of such a storm in life, then I can also have hope. Then there's a chance. And I believe that the same God that delivered Paul and that whole crew on that ship from the storm will do it again and again and again, and do it for you and for me. And many times all that God needs is one man or one woman to stand steady, to keep their focus on God, not on the storm, not on what the people say, but keep their focus on God. And that's all He needs to come and deliver your whole crew, whether that crew is your family or your colleagues or your team or whoever else. And I pray that that will be your experience, that as you stand steady, you hold your ground, you stand. When you've done everything to stand, stand more, don't give up. And remember the key, keep your focus on God, not on the storm, the God of hope. Then God will use you to bring hope. I pray that's exactly what will happen. Now remember, no matter what, God is with you. Emmanuel. Please like and share so that others can also get some hope.